Okay. There we are. I am here. Brent is here.
Hi.
There he is.
Good morning.
That'd be Brent Wheeler. I was trying to catch up with doing what I was doing, and then I didn't. Brent used to come in here. What did you say out there? 2007?
2007 is when I started the Brent and Woofy show.
Because you were in here early morning. What day of the week was it?
I started on Tuesdays, and then it moved to Saturdays.
And you stayed there for quite a while.
Yeah, and then it moved to Sundays before this show. That's when I started making them at home and sending them in.
Right.
Yeah.
Holy
Cool.
cow.
Yes.
My goodness, we were just talking with Abby about how quickly time passes, and time does pass very quickly.
Yes. The older you get, the quicker it passes. I have theories on that, but I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about this.
Because this is new. This is not passing. This is right now and new. So what is this that you're pounding on?
Well, I am here. I'm here today not as a musician. I'm here today not as a comedian or Brent and Woofy or any of that stuff. I'm here as an author today. And I wanted to share these books and how they came about and what's in them and how they got printed and all that kind of stuff, because it's quite an interesting story.
And it's something different, and it's something new.
Yeah.
So
yes.
The story behind the books is?
Okay, well, let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
I have two here. I have one called Brent Songs, which is a collection of my songs, poems, and stories. Mm-hmm. And the other one is called Love Songs for an Angel. And this is a story of a relationship that I had. And I wrote this one 10 years ago in 2006. And I printed it on my computer.
Yes.
And you know how difficult that is because, you have page 3 and 4 on this side, and they have to match up with 29 and 30 on the.
It's a lot of work.
It was a lot of work
Yes.
to do it.
Yes.
But they came out kind of interesting, and I did a lot of work in putting it together, and I wanted to get it printed. Now, so we're talking 10 years ago.
Right.
And, the story about getting your books printed 10 years ago, take it to a publisher.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the chances of getting your books printed were, anyway. So anyways, I printed them on the computer, all right? So, and I made a CD of songs with them. Okay, so skip ahead. 10 years later, 2016. Now the library has a book making machine. It's called an espresso book printer something or other.
Okay.
So I thought, this is so cool. I was so excited when I heard about it because I thought, at first I thought I could start doing my Brent and Woofy stories, but then I found out that it makes novel type books. It doesn't make picture books or anything like that. It's black and white on the inside and color on the cover. Okay, all right. So it's 2016. I'm going to print this book finally. So I start looking around the house for the copies of the book that I made.
On your computer that took so long.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you think I can find them? Mm-hmm. No. So I start looking around on the computer, on every file I have in the world for the digital files of the book that I made.
Of course.
Do you think I could find them?
Oh.
No. So this, my friends, I know you can't see this, but Pam can see this, is the original book.
It's handwritten.
It's chicken scratch.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, so this is what I had to work with to redo the book.
Oh.
And I thought, oh my God, I can hardly read that. So here's what happened. I told everybody that I was going to print this book. And I phoned up one of my friends and I said, I'm going to print this book. And she says to me, oh, I have that copy. I say, you do? Sure, and I have the CD that goes with it too. And I said, you do? Because I had missing a few songs that I couldn't find anywhere off of that CD. So guess who that person was?
I know who
it was. Pam. It was Pam. She collects everything.
I do.
So here's the book here, and here's the CD.
Well,
I'm going to give these back to you.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. That's for you.
Oh.
Now this is the finished product.
Yes.
Of the book, and this is your copy.
Oh,
that's for you to keep.
You.
And when Pam and I started talking about this, we had a little argument because I said the books were purple, and she said no, they're green.
Yes.
And I said, no, they're purple. And she said, no, they're green. Now so she gave me a green book. And when I finally found the copies in my house, what color is that purple book?
Purple.
That's purple.
It's purple. Okay, so my copy was green. Your
Yes.
copy was
You see,
purple.
This one says sample on it, and yours doesn't.
No.
So, anyway, so
Yours
now
was a work in progress.
now I have all this stuff together to finish this story, and so but before that happened, before
Yes.
I got all this stuff together, when I started putting all these songs, there's about 13 or 14 songs to this story. We'll get into that in a minute. But I started putting this together, and I thought, well, wait a minute. I haven't got all the files and everything for this. Why don't I just put together a book of my songs? So there it is. It's called Brent Songs. There's probably,
Wow.
I don't know, 60 songs in here.
I would think.
And as I was putting it together, I kept thinking of more and more and more and more songs to put in here.
Yes.
And what I finally ended up doing was ending it just saying, that's it, that's enough. Because if I kept putting songs in here, I'd end up with a book, 5 inches thick.
Right.
That would serve better as a doorstop.
Because you've been a songwriter for how long?
Well, since 1972, so you do the math.
No.
Anyways, the fascinating thing about this is going back through all the history and putting all these songs in this book, and I put little stories in front of the songs, and I actually learned how to lay out the book on the computer. Because when you go down to the library to have it printed, you take in a PDF file of your book and a PDF file of your cover. The cover, like I said, is color, and the inside is all black and white. So this one ended up to be 262 pages.
Wow.
What's really cool in the back is I put all my original handwriting from when I was a kid.
So you scanned that in and put it in?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. So here's, we'll get into the story now, but what I wanted to tell you about this is so cool. These books are now available in the library, on the Vancouver Island Regional Library. And when I was putting this stuff together to come down to do this interview, I didn't know if I had enough copies of these books.
Right.
So I borrowed my own books from the library.
Oh, cool.
See,
how bizarre is that? Oh, yeah, there's the library.
The library
yeah.
thing. So what is very strange about that is when I walked in, one of the librarians said to me, he says, we have 2 books on hold for you, and they're yours. So that's a very strange thing.
That's really cool.
That hasn't, how many people is that going to happen to, that you go down and borrow your own books? So anyways, it was very cool. So now what I brought...
Okay.
I brought with me some songs from some of these books.
Okay.
Just before we do that, maybe we should talk about this one for a second.
So this is the third one you have.
This is
this is the poem, the book that you have a poem
this
in.
This is called the Anthology of Nanaimo Poetry. I got to read the introduction of this book to you because it just blew me away when I read it. I said, "Oh, that's me." This book is dedicated to all of those who have come to Nanaimo for a visit and never leave.
Oh.
And that was me. In 1984, I came here to look around.
And never left.
Yeah.
Oh, because there's so much stuff to see. You haven't stopped looking yet.
Anyways, when I was printing these books, Jonathan at the library was putting together a book called The Anthology of Nanaimo Poetry. And they wanted a poem of mine. Then I said, well, wait a minute, I don't write poems.
Yeah, you do.
Every song is a poem.
You do. Yeah.
I didn't realize that. So we ended up, they wanted things about Nanaimo in there. So we ended up putting Christmas trees at Gogo's farm.
Oh, lovely.
In this anthology. And what's really cool about it now is
how cool is that?
The society has a map that has locations on it. When you click on the location, the poem pops up.
Wow.
So it's very, it's very cool to have all this stuff going on and happening. So let's talk about this.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk about this Love
So
Songs for an Angel.
Which is the first one that started all this.
Yes, it started it all.
The catalyst.
I printed it second because remember I said I just put a whole bunch of songs together in this book. But I want to talk about this because this is what got me started into writing in the beginning.
Okay.
And this book is dedicated to where is it? It's probably on the back. This is a love story set to music and words, recommended for anyone who is or has ever been in love. It's a love story. It's tragic, it's happy, it's
good stuff and not so much. Yeah.
And I wrote like 40 songs about this relationship. I picked out the ones that would go in a story form. But what I would like to do is to play, because each song or each little story has a song to it. But there's when the relationship started out, it blew me away, and I just was like, oh my goodness. And then as all relationships go along, they kind of falter a little bit, and I didn't get to see this person as much as I wanted to. And so I wrote a song called Sometimes I Wish That I Could Just Forget You and just get on with living.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'll just read a little bit of it for you here. It says, sometimes I wish I could forget you and get on with living. It hurts me so much because I just keep on giving and giving. I've given so much and I feel like I'm not receiving. Deep in my heart, there's a longing that keeps me from leaving. So let's play that song.
Let's play that.
Yeah.
So here is the poem that Brent just read, but in song.
Rock song.
Sometimes I wish.
Sometimes I wish I could forget you and get on with living. It hurts me so much cause I just keep on giving and giving. I've given so much and I feel like I'm not receiving. Deep in my heart there's a longing that keeps me from leaving. How long does this go on for? How much do I endure? Just take it or leave it, baby, believe it. I need to know for sure. Sometimes I wish that we could get it together. I don't know if that makes my life or so better. Say that you will, but what are you really saying is never. I keep on waiting for you, it seems like forever. How can you ignore me when you promised me you'd call? I see that you will, but you don't, and I still think you will, but you don't call it out. No. I wish that I never laid my eyes on you. From that moment on, the world changed and I don't know what's true. I do know I love you and want you and need you with me. Choices made for me, please don't ignore me, just see me. I don't really know you, I don't know you that well. This is confusing, I feel like I'm losing, I feel like I'm going through hell. Sometimes I wish I could forget you and get on with living. It hurts me so much cause I just keep on giving and giving. So much and I feel like I'm not receiving. Deep in my heart there's a longing that keeps me from leaving. Oh, yeah. Sometimes I wish I could forget you. Get on and I live on. You hurt me so much, I just keep on giving and giving. Sometimes I wish I could forget you. Sometimes I wish, sometimes I wish. Sometimes I wish, sometimes I wish. Sometimes I wish, sometimes I wish.
That's a pretty interesting twist on the phrase, sometimes I wish.
Sometimes I wish.
Because sometimes you wish for something that most people might not wish for. What's in a phrase? And it's a turn of a phrase.
Okay.
Okay. So this is from Love Songs for an Angel.
Yeah, and you were mentioning off air here about you were around when this was going on.
I do remember a few phone calls.
Yeah.
The gentleman in despair because she didn't show up or plans changed. And then I'd talk to the gentleman on the phone and he would be elated because everything was going so well. And then it was despair. And then, but look, you got a book and a CD and a number of wonderful songs and stories out of it.
And I poured my heart out into this thing. So it's quite satisfying to hold it in my hands and go, wow, this is cool. This is really neat. Yeah.
So, and to talk a little bit back, to go back a little bit further, earlier this morning I had a call from Kenny who said today was the day that CHLY got its CRTC license. So 15 years old.
15 years ago.
Of our CRTC license. So that was the license that got us on at FM. Yesterday was also a milestone day for...
Woofy the dog.
Who turned what?
23.
What? So
I don't know how old that is in dog years, but it's...
He's in college now?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he's in college and chasing doggies. He asked to phone me up the other day and said, how much is that? Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, speaking of Woofy, the Brent Songs book has all of my Brent and Woofy songs in it as well.
Oh, my goodness. So,
and there's 5 CDs of all the songs. And some of them have stories. Like,
before the song.
Yeah, where the songs came from. I've put some Brent and Woofy ones on there.
Okay.
Would you like to maybe just play Woofy the dog for Woofy the dog for Woofy the dog's birthday?
Do that. Woofy the dog for Woofy the dog for Woofy the dog's birthday?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like
and before you do that, check this out here.
Oh, look at the page.
There's a whole section on the Brent and Woofy radio show.
Awesome.
And stories about what happened and where ditties came from and my little intro themes and...
I gotta say, I'm really impressed with the quality of book.
Yes. Yeah, the machine does a great job.
And your pagination, the layout is really, really wonderful. So you've taken time to make sure that the layout is perfect before it goes into print.
Yeah, I did the layout all by myself. I just sat down at the computer and I learned and I looked up how to do things. And
at the library?
No, I did it at home, on my home computer.
Okay.
And then you take it in on a PDF file.
Okay.
And Justin will go through it or just shove it in the machine and go print and it goes... And, 10 minutes later, out pops your book.
Literally like that? It pops out like that?
Just like that, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
It's pretty cool. So
amazing things.
Anyways, yeah, there's all this Brent and Woofy stuff in here. Songs I wrote when I was 13 or 14. I started writing music, and I look back at some of this stuff and I go, "Oh my goodness, I wrote that."
You fill up, right?
Yeah.
So you don't tend to remember the long ago ones. Now you've been a musician for years, not dating you or anything, but
yeah, you are.
I said for years, so yes.
I started playing guitar when I was a little fella, probably about 8 or 9 years old, in my dad's old 1941 D18 Martin, which he still has, by the way. It's
seriously?
It's over 60 years old.
Cool. Hey, Albert, how you doing?
Yeah. And, hi, Dad.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, speaking of dads, is there a song on there called Them Retirement Blues?
Is there a song on here called...
I think I put Them Retirement Blues.
Retirement Blues is.
Can we hold off on the Woofy song just for a second? Because I would like to play this song for my dad. He retired in 1990.
Whoa.
Now, he was like 59 years old or something like that. And he's still around. He's 85, kicking, and he's just in perfect health and blah, 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 blah. But I wrote this song because he kept... I can remember, now this is taking me back to before 1990, and I remember that he kept saying that, I can't wait to retire, I'm going to retire, and it just never happened. And I kind of thought, oh man, you retire, you're going to be so bored, because, you got nothing to do. So I wrote this song for him called Them Retirement Blues, and it's all about that. And while I'm yakking here, I was trying to find it in the book to see if there was a story in front of it.
I'm going to say this is very good because he's actually talking and reading at the same time. It's like musicians who can tune and talk.
Yeah.
How can you? I don't get that. If I was trying to do something, I would have to stop what I was doing in order to do that.
It's called multitasking.
I do not multitask well at all. And those of you who have listened to live radio on CHOI have on occasion heard
Is
me
this
not
live?
Yeah. Have heard me not multitask well. Okay.
Can't multitask. Well, you know what? I can't find it, but I have found this other one that I want to play. So we'll play that one, then we'll come back. This is so exciting, Pam. And this one has a story in front of it. I'll read the story.
But first of all, them retirement blues.
Written for my dad.
Hey, Albert.
So you're retiring, I heard that before, but I see it's real. You walked out the door. You don't have to work there anymore. You worked all your life, kept busy as hell, but I got something I'd like to tell you about retirement. Yeah, it's a bore. You'll have all the time that you ever did need. You'll be living so damn free. Financial matters, no worry. So there you go, your time is your own, but there's something in this little poem I'm going to tell you how it's going to be. Wake up in the morning with nothing to do. Wash your face, shine your shoes, drink a bottle of coffee, read the morning news. Pick up your guitar, sing a couple of tunes, mope around the house with nothing to do. Oh Lord, I got 'em, all them retirement blues. Oh Lord, I got 'em, all them retirement blues. I'm so damn bored, I got nothing to do. Oh Lord, I got 'em, all them retirement blues. I'm so damn bored, I got nothing to do. You jump to the carnal destination plan, drive until you covered every inch of this land. Wonder to yourself, I've been there before. Been there before. Well, sure you have. It was a while back. All this time on the road, you're gonna lose track. You find all this driving becomes such a bore. Such a bore. So you go back home, wash the dirt off your car. Boy, this time you didn't go very far. Blues settling in, you're starting to lose. Starting to lose. So you wander downtown and you start to roam. Ain't nobody telling you you gotta be home. You might as well get yourself a woman so you can be in shit. Be in shit. So you're home again, you find it's time to eat. You gotta go downtown and buy some meat. Everything's happening the same old way. Light up the stove, cook up some stew. Not a big evening to watching the two. Hey man, don't worry, tomorrow's a brand new day. Oh Lord, I got 'em, all them retirement blues. I'm staying bored, I got nothing to do. Oh Lord, I got 'em, all them retirement blues. I'm staying bored, I got nothing to do. You'll find out it's a good old life, but once you've done everything twice, you'll be paying them retirement dues. Retirement dues. Well, now it's time to end this song. I tell you, I hope that I am wrong, and you can beat 'em, all them retirement blues. Oh Lord, I got 'em, all them retirement blues. I'm so damn bored, I got nothing to do. I got the blues. Oh Lord, I got 'em, all them retirement blues. I'm so damn bored, I got nothing to do. I got me nothing to do. Oh Lord, I got 'em, all them retirement blues. I'm so damn bored, I got nothing to do. I gotta get me a woman. Oh Lord, I got 'em, all them retirement blues. I'm so damn bored, I got nothing to do. Drinking water. Oh Lord, I got 'em, all them retirement blues. I'm so damn bored, I got nothing to do. Wash the whole damn car. Oh Lord, I got 'em, all them retirement blues. I'm so damn bored, I got nothing to do. Nothing to do. Oh Lord, I got 'em.
Yeah. Retirement blues. I'm so damn bored, I got nothing to do.
That's seriously stuck in your head that fast.
Yeah, a happy retirement there, old guy. The company he worked for is surprised that he's still collecting pension.
Because he's still around.
It's like, what is that? That's 26, 27. Well, I'll tell you what. Wolfie came around in 93. He's 23, so this is 3 years. So he's 26 years he's been retired. So,
wonder if does he get bored? I can't imagine your dad getting bored.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Before we carry on, I wanted to tell you a little bit more about writing of this book.
Okay.
And designing the cover, and on the back, I wanted somebody to write something about me on the back of the book.
Yes.
Man, that was hard. It was so hard to find somebody to do that. Yeah, until I phoned up Scott McLeod.
Oh, yeah.
And we all know Scott McLeod.
Big fan.
Scott McLeod was also the voice of Rockin' Roddy Rabbit and the announcer of the Brent and Wolfie radio show.
Yeah.
And so here's what he is on the back of the book, what he wrote. Brent is one of the finest singer-songwriters I have ever had the pleasure of working with. Still can't pronounce his last name, though. Congratulations on your new book, Love the Songs.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What a lovely way to... Yeah, that's a lovely endorsement.
Yeah, he's a good dude, that guy.
And been a good friend to many musicians.
Oh,
and
yeah.
now that he's down in Nashville, we're talking about Nashville a little bit more yet. You can still have access to people far and away because of the internet.
And
Yay
Facebook.
for
Oh,
that.
yeah. Yeah, I send Scott messages all the time. It's like, he never left. He's still, he's still here. So, all right. So carrying on. I still want to get to the Woofy song, but every time I flip open this book, I find, we got to play this. We got to play this. We got to play this.
He's brought a whole collection of songs, and I don't know if we're going to get through
Well,
them.
we won't. No,
but yeah.
we certainly won't. But I thought I would
More
just
to
bring
pick
them
than-
just to have more better than less, or not enough.
So the next one you mentioned to me was,
Okay.
he's the best loser she could find.
Yeah, he is the best loser she could find. And the story behind this is, I'll just read the story, the paragraph before the song. I have a friend. She's gone from one bad relationship to another. She calls herself a loser magnet. She's growing older and wants a family, but still hasn't found Mr. Right. In order to make her dreams of having a family reality, she has to pick one of her losers, and he's the best loser she could find.
Ooh, okay, on that
Now,
note.
this friend has not spoke to me since I wrote this song.
Let's find out why, shall we? Here he is, Brent Beeler. He's the best loser she could find.
He's the best loser that she could find. She likes him stupid. She knocks him down. She bats an eyelash. And here they come, those big time losers. You know the kind. And he's the best loser she could find. A parade of losers fill her life. Not one of those losers will make her a wife. She has to choose one. She's running out of time. And he's the best loser she could find. Her clock is ticking. She thinks she's missing the fairy tale story. A ring on her finger, two kids in the dark. That's how she thinks it should be. She needs a man, one who can fulfill her childhood dreams. The losing fool who thinks he's cool is the best she can do, it seems. He's the best loser she could find. He's the best loser she could find. L on his forehead, he's drinking a brew, nose full of candy. He'll have to do. She picked a winner of the losing kind. He's the best loser she could find. He's the best loser she could find.
Okay, now it kind of makes sense.
It's funny too, isn't it?
Well, and it is. And again, it's a turn of phrase or a perspective. The best loser. Okay. Because sometimes we compromise, settle. That's it. Settle.
She's not with him anymore, by the way.
I like that you're enjoying the looking back. So do you feel like you're in a better place than what you were back then when this was going on? I'm holding up the book, Love Songs for an Angel.
No, but I just wish I could get over it. And I thought that writing this book and putting these songs and having these songs heard I would finally get over it.
And?
But I'm all right.
You're doing okay?
Yeah.
You're getting better?
Yes. Now, this book, Love Songs for an Angel, has about 13 songs in it.
Yep.
And like I said, I wrote about 40.
Right.
And some of them made it into the book and some of them didn't. But as Pam and I were going over the song list of the songs I brought into play, she found one that she wants to hear.
Yeah.
This was about her, but it didn't make it in the book. It's called 180 Lady. And here's the sentence written before the song.
Okay.
I'm sure the listeners can guess what a 180 lady is. It says, women, not woman. Women, maybe it should have said woman.
Oh, okay.
Women be a changing their minds so fast. Before you know it, they do a 180 and become my 180 lady. Sometimes women do say one thing and do the other.
Sometimes. Not all of them.
I'll say, I'll just read the first verse here. You're my 180 lady. You change your mind like the changing weather. You're my 180 lady, but it don't matter long as we're together and you don't change your mind about that.
However, here it is.
Now, if you read Love Songs for an Angel, you'll
Yeah.
find out that she did change her mind about
Because
that.
that's how he's got the book, not the woman. Here's Brent's song, 180 Lady.
You're my 180 lady. You change your mind like the changing weather. You're my 180 lady. It don't matter long as we're together and you don't change your mind about that. I asked you for some love and you said no. So then I stopped and you said, babe, go. I'm so mixed up, I just don't know how we go in this way that. I asked you on the date to see the show and you say yes, I'd love to go. Alone again, tell me it ain't so. You 180 left me hanging like that. 'Cause you're my 180 lady. You change your mind like the changing weather. You're my 180 lady. It don't matter long as we're together and you don't change your mind about that. Change your mind seems all of the time, and there's one thing I need to know, that you love me forever and we'll stick together, although you're my 180 lady. You change your mind like a changing weather. You're my 180 lady. It don't matter long as we're together and you don't change your mind about that. Trying hard to understand that you're my woman and I'm your man. It makes me wonder how you can change your mind. It's as simple as that. I start to thinking if it's true that you love me because I love you. Keeps me wondering what to do if you change your mind about that. 'Cause you're my 180 lady. You change your mind like the changing weather. You're my 180 lady. It don't matter long as we're together and you don't change your mind about that. You're my 180 lady. You change your mind like
Okay,
Here we are.
180
We're back.
lady.
Pam and I are just babbling while the songs are playing. And
Which is something I tend not to do because there's so much conversation going on behind the music that some of it should actually be on the air. Because I was going through the book, and I am also author, poet, person,
Yes.
and really looking at the book itself. So, and this really is a book on your, I forget what that page is actually called, but there is a page that this is called that has your ISBN number on it.
yes. In Canada, it's very simple to get your ISBN number. It's a form online. You fill it out, you wait a few weeks, and they send you another thing you send back in or something. They want some information, the book title, and yada, 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 and they just send it to you. It doesn't cost anything.
And that's so important when you're having a book put in print.
Yes.
Because it is how they follow it.
Yes. Somebody told me somebody sells their book because of their ISBN number.
Yes.
So that's very cool.
As well as the library. In order for you to have it in the library, it must have an ISBN number.
So that was another new thing that I had, I never thought about I would ever be doing in my life. Because when we were off air talking, I was holding my book in my hand and flipping it and telling Pam how cool this is to have a dream come true. And if you'd asked me when I was 25 that I'd be an author with books in the library, yeah, right,
Very cool.
But so it has happened. We were also talking about this Love Songs for an Angel, and Pam mentioned a song called God Sent an Angel from Above. Can I just read the page that goes before this song? This is the first song that I wrote about this relationship. And to repeat, I was absolutely blown away by this person. I'll just read some of this to you. This is on page 2 if you're following along at home.
Now you're sounding like the radio show used to be. Jeez.
It says, Sure, I'll try that again. Sure, I've prayed for a girlfriend, a new love. On confident days, I've even requested that my soulmate make an entrance. I knew my time was coming, but I certainly wasn't ready for what the big guy upstairs had in store for me. I was totally unaware of this journey that I was about to take when she waltzed into my life. She cornered me and turned on the charm. I'd seen her around. I'd always admired her from a distance. I'd always been attracted to her, but she seemed like she was off limits. I had no idea she was interested in me. Once the ice was broken and we grew closer, I realized she was the new love I had asked for. I wondered if she could possibly be my soulmate. It was too early to tell. He must have been listening to my prayers because God sent an angel from above, and I fell very deep in love.
God sent an angel from above. He filled this living angel with love. He placed her here on the earth before me. She was here all along, I just didn't see. She came into my life to teach me some new things, like how to tolerate this world and everything it brings. Patience, love, and gentleness is being taught to me. Happiness will follow soon, she said. You just wait and see. God sent an angel from above. He filled this living angel with love. He placed her here on the earth before me. She was here all along, I just couldn't see. Every time I think of her, I start to understand. Life is such a happy place, she's showing me firsthand. Whatever you look for is exactly what you'll find. Happiness will follow soon, she said. You just make up your mind. God sent an angel from above. He filled this living angel sister here on the earth before me. She was here all along, I just couldn't see. God sent an angel from above. He filled this living angel with love. Yeah, 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 yeah. God sent an angel from above. Yeah, 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 yeah. He filled this living angel with love. Yeah, 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 yeah. God sent an angel from above. Oh, yeah. He filled this living angel with love. Yeah, 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 yeah. God sent an angel from above. Oh, yeah. Fill this living angel with love. God sent an angel. God sent an angel from above. Oh, yeah. Fill this living angel with love. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So when relationships start, they always start off on a good foot, or they wouldn't start. So that's the beginning of.
Yeah, that was the beginning. It was like, oh, wow.
And you have to be careful what you ask for.
I didn't ask.
Yeah, well,
I must have.
you said something, because,
Yep, that was the thing about this whole thing, that it blew me away because it just fell into my lap.
the relationship itself.
Yeah, it was very, very interesting. But
Which life can be.
I also wanted to mention that this Love Songs for an Angel is a YouTube file
Yes.
with pictures, and I back in the day I did all the audio, like I read this into the computer,
Oh, wow.
and I had kept all of those what are these called, verses or whatever, and so the audio file or YouTube file is the book as if you were reading it, turning the pages, and then the story, the song, the story, the song, the story, the song, the story, the song. And you can find that on YouTube just by punching in Love Songs for an Angel, or you might have to put in Brent Bowler, Boehlar, but it can be found. So
do that.
yes, do that.
YouTube.
Yes.
Love Songs for an Angel.
That thing is over an hour long, so it's like background music or something.
Nice.
But it's got all these songs. Now the other thing I wanted to tell you about that was in this Brent's songs,
Right.
in the introduction.
So the larger book, yes.
Yeah, and it says most of my songs that are listed in this book can be heard on YouTube by going to YouTube Brent Bowler or YouTube Brent and Woofy. And I realized I only have like 10 of these songs on YouTube. So I got busy, and I made what I did was, instead of putting them up individually, I put them up like 10 to a file. So I put up about 60 or 70 songs on YouTube recently.
Wow.
So they're up there now. And what I was saying before is that holding this book in my hands like my history.
Yeah.
And it's this chronicle. They're in order. They're from what I can remember.
And it's your history so far.
So far. Yeah.
You got at least 2 more of those books in you yet.
Oh yeah. Oh easy. Yeah.
If longevity is anything in your family, then yeah.
Yes, well, my 85-year-old dad still hanging in there. We still got to play the Woofy song, but before we do that...
Yes, we can't forget Woofy.
Yeah,
because even though he's
Woofy's
away from
birthday.
home, out of sight, out of mind, wrong.
Yeah, he wanted to come, and I said, no, this is not about you.
Yeah. Good call. But it would be nice to see Woofy,
I am waiting to be a grandpa here. My sons are, getting to be that age where they going to start a family. And I elbowed my youngest son's girlfriend. I'll just read it. One day I elbowed my youngest son's wife and asked her, I said to her, I'd sure like to be a grandpa. She smiled a crooked little smile and she said, good luck with that. So a short time later, they acquired a dog, which makes me a great granddog.
Yeah.
Well, I'm an old grand dog because my son got a dog instead of having a babe. I'm an old grand dog, not a kid's granddad, no grandkids on the way. I'm an old grand dog, not a kid's grandpa until that special day. I'm an old grand dog, I'll be a kid's grandpa when my son has a little babe.
Aww.
And below it is a picture of me holding my Strat in 1982, And right beside is a picture of me holding the same Strat in 2015.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Look at the guitar looks the same, but I've kind of changed.
I'm sure the strings were changed once or twice too, but yeah.
All my hair fell off the top of my head down on my
and
chin.
now it's on your chin. It's gravity. Just go with, gravity.
Yeah.
So for you, what has been the biggest component of doing this project? Like, this is wonderful to see what you actually have produced.
That's it.
Right?
Right there, just to see what I've produced. I'm thinking about moving on, in 20, 30 years. I'd like to leave something behind. So
this is what you've
and this is my life. This is what I've done.
And the fact that you've put the stories about the songs before the songs and the lyrics.
Yeah.
That
not all of them,
No,
but a lot of them are done that particular way. There's some stories about these songs you don't want to hear, right? Like there's some sad. Well, here, a collection of Brent Beeler's songs, poems, and stories from '72 up to including 2015. Brent's songs will warm your heart with love and tenderness, or break it with loneliness and sadness, and fill your heart with joy and laughs. Get ready for an emotional roller coaster ride. So my songs are sad, happy, everything in between. So, but I don't write about politics or saving the earth.
No, you don't. Those are two. Yeah.
When I started writing for kids, wow, that opened up a huge arena to write for anything. I said, I started writing songs about sunshine and dinosaurs, bicycles, riding in hot air balloons, and songs for puppets to sing.
Yes. Which would be the Woofie. But we're going to Woofie on the back burner for a moment, because, we will give Woofie his due at the end of the show. I think that's how we're going to do that, if that's okay with you.
We'll have to sing happy birthday.
I'm sure Woofie won't be upset.
No, how?
We used to sing a lot with Woofie, actually.
Yeah, Woofie used to come in here and sing his little heart out. He loves to sing.
So, he gets it from you.
Yes. Well, he has to. He has no choice. It's funny, when I get a cold, Woofie gets a cold.
Oh, isn't that odd?
Yes, very, very
So
strange.
you both get kennel cough then, do you? We're going to stop there now. Okay, so
what questions do you have? I see the board's lighting up with callers. We can't take them today.
Because we're chatting. So if you would like to know more about Brent's books, Brent's songs, how do people find you, Brent?
That's the tough part.
Because he's hiding.
No, it's because of the way I spell my name, or the way it was given to me.
So how do you actually pronounce your name?
In German?
In German.
Bula.
Viola.
Bula. Bula. You put your tongue on your...
Bula?
Yeah, you put your tongue on your bottom teeth like that.
Yeah.
And you sound like you're horking or coughing. Bula.
Bula.
Bula. And it's interesting because when I hear somebody's from Germany, I'll whip out my driver's license and say, how do you say that? And they all say it the same, Bula.
Bula.
But I grew up with Beeler, which is not the right pronunciation because it's Boehler.
Should be bowler.
Bowler. So I started using bowler, and then Matt on the TV show, what's that? The show.
The show, yeah.
He started calling me a bowler, like
bowler.
like
yeah.
He says he needs me on his bowler team. So
bowler, Beoler.
The king of puns, that guy. So, anyways, I now go by Beeler or Bowler.
Okay.
So, but it's the spelling. I would think, I have a website. It's bbshows.weebly.com, and you can get all that stuff. Yeah, it's one of those freebie sites.
Okay.
So it's bbshows.weebly.com. You could just go to YouTube and punch in Love Songs for an Angel, and once you get there, you'll find my site with all the songs. And I have some comedy things up there, too, which is quite funny.
I hope so, if it's comedy.
Yeah, it's supposed to be funny. It is. Because when I wrote, here, let me read this to you. This, believe it or not, this was not easy.
So fun seeing you get excited. That is very cool.
This was not easy to write.
Okay.
On whatever you call this page, remember you said it has the ISBN number? Here's what I wrote about myself. And I wrote this. And it's true. Bowler Brent Lindsay, 1958, author, songwriter, musician, recording artist, comedian, entertainer, ventriloquist.
Mm-hmm. Those are all the things that are you.
That's what I do.
That is.
Yeah. But it was interesting to...
when you put those things in a list, isn't it interesting?
Yeah, yes. So, and I give everybody credit that parts of the book, because my family was involved in the Brent and Woofie stuff. My ex-wife built that dog.
Oh, cool.
It's funny, I sent her an email telling her the dog was 23 years old. You know what her reaction was? Wow. Just wow.
Because when you get to a point and you look back, literally it's gone in a snap. You think, seriously? And all the things that have happened in between then.
There's a funny thing on the Brent and Woofy website. There's a video of me rehearsing with Woofy in 1993 when we're both brand new. And I looked at it and I go, who is this kid? I've been about 34 years old or something. So, yeah. Cool.
You were, are
Yes.
still.
Now, we're going to talk a little bit about the layout of the book.
Yes.
And I wanted to tell you that it took, because it was my first time doing it, it took several hours and a lot of back pain sitting in front of the computer learning how to do this. But it was well worth it.
Cool.
And now I get to help my friend design her book. Should we tell them about that, or you want to keep that a secret?
You can mention it just quietly.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to help Pam lay out her book. And anybody who wants to get her book printed now,
Yeah.
you can do this.
Doable.
You can do it. It's you can. All you have to do is contact the library, Jonathan or Justin, down at the downtown library upstairs. They call it Second Story Press,
Okay.
and they have introduction meetings or whatever you want to call them. So you go down there, you sit in, they tell you how it works and all like that.
Okay.
And a couple weeks later, you have a book. So phone the library, go down and talk to them.
So, and it's the Harborfront Library,
Yeah,
downtown
downtown,
library.
yeah,
So you have to
yeah.
come downtown. If yep.
I'm not going to tell you how much it costs to print, because if I get it wrong,
And it might make a difference depending on how many pages, all those things.
I will
So,
tell you
yeah.
that this book, this Love Songs for an
For an
Angel,
Angel, yeah.
after I paid for the setup fees,
Yep.
it's about 40-50 pages, about $10 to print for me.
See, that's
The
fair.
Brent songs, which is what did I say, 262 pages, these ones are about 20, something like that. So that's my price. So you want to find out, go ask them.
Go ask them, but go find out. It's amazing what you can do when you know what's available to
Yes,
you,
yes.
as well as help from friends.
Yes. And I should say, just before we get to the Woofy song,
Yep.
I've also printed out one of my journals,
Oh,
and it's 500 pages long.
holy!
Yeah,
smokes.
1 year of journaling. So it's not like I just decided to start writing one day. I've been writing since 1993.
Right.
Never shared it with anybody. But now these are shared. And if you want to check these out, go down to the library or just go on your
can
computer
borrow.
and request them, and you can borrow them.
So I have two songs slid in here: "Time for Living"
Yeah.
and "Woofy the Dog."
Yeah, because it's Woofy's birthday yesterday, and so we should actually sing. You want to sing with me?
We're gonna sing along with the song.
No, you and I are just going to sing.
Sing "Happy
Yeah,
Birthday."
yeah.
Okay, we can do that. We got a couple of minutes left.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Woofy. Happy birthday to you.
23.
23, isn't that
Seriously?
amazing?
23.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's surprised as we are.
Yeah.
So, "Time for Living."
Yeah, that would be a cool song. This is a song I wrote when I went up to the Second Lakes in my canoe and took a canoe trip and said, you know what? Just live, man. Just live. Just enjoy it and live.
Great words. And we're going to leave the show with "Just Living," and "Woofy the Dog."
The dog.
Be back. No, I won't. I'll be back on Tuesday for Living for the Health of It. Dave Kilbank will be back with you next Sunday. In the meantime, well wishes all. Take good care.
Thanks, Pam.
Thanks, Brent.
Sitting here waiting for nothing. Don't know when it'll come. And in my mind, now is the time for live on. Don't gotta worry about nothing. Don't gotta think at